Well, good afternoon. It's the 2nd of October, and just before I started doing this, I lost my voice, of all things, but I'm going to go ahead and try and do it anyway. We're back here in the office tank, and I want to give you an update on our two challenges here, okay? Tank's nice and clear down here, but it's milky white up top. Don't know why yet. Many suggestions. Talk about a bloom, leave it alone, it'll go away. It hasn't gone away. I've changed water, it still hasn't gone away. But you can see it's like in a cloud. And yet down below, it's fairly clear. So anyway, all is well here. The other challenge that was associated with this tank was the snail problem. So many suggestions came in about the snail problems, and I've listened to them all, and I thank you all for your engagement and suggestions. Good friend Jimmy did some research and came back and talked about baiting them, and so I adapted something he suggested. And so what I've got right now is just to show you something where I have baited this little white capture device, if you will, and I'm going to try and show you how productive it is. I put an algae tab in here, the fish get in there and swim around, and then later on I take out that container. Oh, come on. I'm trying to show you how many snails are captured in this thing. So let me see how that looks behind the camera. See if it's showing you what I hope it is showing you. Okay. You get some idea. I can harvest that trap 2 or 3 times a day, and each time I'll get at least 50 snails, sometimes upwards of 100. And so it's working. I don't know if I'm getting more than are being born every day or maturing every day, but it's working, and I feel like I'm making some type of progress. And then any that are on the glass, which I don't see any right now, so means I'm ahead of the game. I squash them so that the fish can eat the meat of the snail. And I don't know if I'm getting ahead of it or not, but I feel like I'm doing something productive, if that makes any sense at all. So, and again, Jimmy, thank you. And for all those others, Mark, Zig, others that have suggested ideas, I really appreciate it, and I'm trying them. It looks like I got different types of snails. This one is a hard-shelled snail. I mean, this type of snail that I'm looking at right now in that container is like a spiral, as opposed to a rounded snail. The rounded ones have a soft shell, and I can just crush them. And you can see everybody likes those algae tabs. I finally realized I ran out of them and bought another 2.5 pounds for like $35, which is a good buy. And so we got fresh algae tabs for especially the mollies enjoy it. And the mollies are doing very well, as you can see. Look at the size of that female. And there's a couple good looking males in there that have a nice lyre tail to them. Some throwbacks, as you can see in that one with some orange showing through the black. I'm not sure if we can find the male in here. It's got a nice lyre tail. There he is. I'm half tempted to take the others out of here and just try and focus on maybe one particular couple. meaning that female to the left. See how her lino tail is so different than the others? They're all coming from the same babies. And there's the male. So there's two of them right there. Beautiful shape to them, very healthy. And where I used to complain that they were staying so small, well, now they're getting bigger. It's working out well. There's the male, and there's the female. And you'd think she'd be dropping babies any day now, but I don't know how long they can hold them in for, but they do. And so we've got some babies in here, but I mean, a female like that would drop maybe 20, 30 babies, 40, and I'm not seeing that. The Kabama plant is doing very well in here now, coming back strong. I'm always amazed at how these plants have cycles to them in terms of thriving and then fading away, and luckily I hang on to one of them. Down here you see a lot of Amazon sword plants. Those are the babies that I showed you in the last video, and I planted them down here in the front. So they're giving some protection to the smaller fish, and at the same time they're thriving. And so we've got 3 LED lamps on top of this tank, and you can see right here, I'm going to show you what I do. You can see that snail, right? Whoops, a little too far. There. And so that one I think I can crush. So basically I just go in there with my finger and crush it, get it away from the glass, and so the fish go and eat the meat. So that's my plan, and like I say, making some progress. Here we are in the corner tank, and this was just cleaned up yesterday by my wife. She does a great job. She gets to a point where she doesn't like my forest of overgrowth plants, and just takes over and just about moves everything around, and we end up with a lot more room for the fish to swim around in. And trying to think what's new here. Not much new, as much as just rearranged. And it's interesting watching the loaches, and the clown loach that's in here was out before. I'm probably not going to get to see him this time, as they fight for some space in the cave. And some of them share it, some don't. The 4 small angels, they're way in the back now, I see. So that we got last time are doing very well. My frustration is right there in front of you with that large female swordtail. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. She's very heavy, and I've tried to put her in the maternity tank, as I've said before, when they look so pregnant like that, and she will not drop the babies. So I had to put her back over here, and then to the left we have another female that is even more ripe, if you will, and there she is. You can see her white underbelly and a dark gravid area behind that. I just want to put her over there. I'll take the betta out of the betta tank and make that a maternity tank, and she will not drop those babies. So, and there's at least one of those small angels. It's interesting, when I'm looking at the viewfinder on the camera, I don't see the same thing as I look into the tank. You can see in the back there, they're going to come out, but they're going to hide in the darkness. The small angels, they're doing very well. Eventually, as they get bigger, we'll put them over in the bow tank with the other angels. That Amazon sword plant right there in the center, it continues to be a showcase, and she's trimmed quite a few leaves off it. Typically when we cut back on that plant, we'll take maybe 20 leaves off it and still leave 20 there. And so it hasn't shot up any babies recently, surprisingly enough. Down the corner we have the 2 red-tailed sharks. They're always chasing each other around. I hope you saw them before they disappeared there. And again, this is all in our living room, so we get quite a bit of enjoyment out of having them where we're living all the time. In other words, we're in here watching TV or just reading, and the tanks just make a great backdrop for that quiet enjoyment. Down there in the left corner, that's the tricolored shark. I think there's two of them in this tank. Beautiful coloration, isn't it? And yet I still like the red-tailed shark even better because, as you can see over here, where'd he go? Here he is. Here he comes. Something about that jet black and the red tail. I mean, the tricolored shark is orange and sort of a grayish. The red-tailed shark is black and bright red. Love that. A lot of swordtails in here, and again, it's interesting to watch the cycles of things with these tanks. As I shared with you a number of videos ago, last 2 years I was frustrated not having swordtails, and now the baby's growing up. We're doing very well with them, and so you've got a lot of orange coloration here, and it makes for a very pretty tank. When she got through with it yesterday, this tank was just one big cloud, and the filter just cleaned it out in no time at all. The other thing you see up here is the pearl gouramis. There's two of them. I think there's a couple more. The bigger ones we've moved into the bow tank, and these two are still pretty small, so they're staying over here until they get bigger. And we'll have a school of maybe 5 or 6 of them by the time we get through. Now with the clown loaches, remember we had 2 in the office tank. We moved 1 in here and 1 into the bow tank to get control of the snail population. And that's where the snail population blossomed after they were removed from the office tank. And that seems to be working well. I don't have a snail problem in either of these 2 tanks. So anyway, that's the corner tank, doing very well. You see the split-tail guppies. Interesting ones that have developed here. The white-tipped tetras chase each other around quite a bit, very active. But now again, with the way Pam has replanted this tank, we've got a lot of space for the fish to be swimming around as opposed to before when it was more heavily planted. I don't dare ask what happened to the rest of the plants because this was so overgrown with, especially that plant I tell you I got from Disc Madness. I could have easily made 10 bunches of those plants, and each bunch would have been what I paid $9 for a couple of years ago. And they are over there in the corner right now in terms of where she's put them. And trimmed them back. They were blocking the light. And also that was where we were getting some duckweed that I told you we had a challenge with. And we have nothing in here now. Well cleaned out, and it'll last for a while. And there's that female swordtail again. Just frustrating that she is so close to giving birth, it would seem. See what I mean by gravid spot there? And the males, of course, won't leave her alone. But now we have a good population of swordtails. I'm very pleased with that. And now to the curved front bow tank. Again, it looks totally different from that last video you saw because that plant in the center is more of that plant. When I went to Disc Madness, it was just so beautiful. It was a tank by itself in the plant area, and I just looked at it. It was a huge plant, probably 2 or 3 times the size of what you're looking at right here, okay? And I said, geez, you know, do you sell that? Oh, yeah. I said, all right, well, I'd like some. And literally, they just trimmed like 7 sprigs from their big plant. And I thought, oh my God, all I'm getting is small cuttings. and the cost was something like $7 or $8, and I thought I was taken. But I got to tell you, this plant has never stopped producing, and I could have made my money back tenfold by selling whatever I had. Haven't sold any, of course, but there's a fish show tomorrow, Sunday, and if Pam had saved them, I don't know what she did with them, whether replanted in here just make it thicker or what. We could have brought them up there and given away to people. They thrive very well. Here's the red-tailed shark down in the center. Whoops, chasing that tricolor shark. Love that red-tailed shark. There's two of them in here. One quite a bit bigger than the other. I'm very proud of them. Neons have done very well here. We had about 6 or 8 neons in the corner tank. Don't see any right now. So when Pam cleaned it out, she said, "Where'd the neons go?" Well, I don't know. Somebody may have made a meal of them. Playing music in the background, trying something new for the video, and I realized I had the TV was the source of that music, and it was causing reflection here. But you do see the pearl gouramis I told you about. There was one big one, and then I moved the 2 smaller ones as they were growing up in here. So you see them there in the back. And we have about 4 big angels here now. There's the 3 pearl gouramis in the back. 2 angels, always curious about what's going on in the room. When Pam sits near them at our dining room table, they always come over to engage her, and she talks to them, and they react. They're always begging for food, and she tells them, "No, you've been fed. Don't be beggars." It's interesting to see that interaction. So this is her gardening work. It always makes for a very pretty tank. And next video will be all overgrown. You can see to the left all of those Amazon sword plants, which have grown from the babies. Make quite a forest of them. She's thinned them out, trimmed off the leaves on them. And the other thing I wanted to show you, and I think I can capture that for you. See the Otocinclus catfish? I think I'm saying that right now, finally. I've been working on getting the right pronunciation for what they are. But there's 4 of them here. They sit on the glass all the time, cleaning off the algae. And so we recently bought 10 of them. Put 4 in this tank, 4 in a corner tank, and they're very interesting little fish. They're forever moving around on the glass, as you can see. They don't sit still long, I'll tell you that. They're pretty fish, that black stripe and gray, but they're very active, and I don't know, they're thriving now here, which is a good thing. They've been in here probably about 2 weeks now, and so we'll get good luck with them. You can see how beautiful the leaves are on that plant. And here comes some of the... Saw a video the other day. Oh God. Guy had 600 neon tetras in a circular tank with something in the center. And the 600 schooled going around in a circle of that tank. And then every once in a while something would happen and they would reverse. It's like somebody decided to go the other way and everybody said, well, I guess I'll follow them. And the school didn't have an end to it because there were so many of them that they all filled out the whole school, nose to tail, if you will. Kind of interesting. But it was fascinating. Can you imagine 600 neons? I mean, I guess if you're a dealer, you get a good buy on that kind of stuff. But still, I mean, you're talking about a couple $100, but it really was a very unique tank and interesting video. Okay, I can't think of anything else new here. I did want to show you last week that bright red betta that we got. And after 2 days I didn't find it. And Pam said in cleaning out the tank yesterday she found it. It was dead. So one of three didn't make it. The other two. The one, let me go back over here and see if I can find it for you. Nope, I don't see him. I showed it to you last time, but he's been out in the middle. It's like catching the light really nice, and with the camera on, of course, can't find him anyplace. That was a sort of a reddish white body, blue edging to the fins, absolutely gorgeous. So you'll have to go back to see the other video to see what he looks like. Let me give it a second here, just in case. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I'm a good distance away from the tank so the fish isn't skittish and hiding on me, and hopefully I can get a little bit more for you. There's 3 neons in here, keeping company with this betta. And when he gets under the light, really a very pretty fish. You can see the neons down in the bottom there. And then there's 2 Thinkless catfish in here, hopefully keeping the glass clean, which they seem to be doing. So let me just put a little bit of food there and see if I can lure him into the light for you. Well, you get some idea. There we go. There we go. A light in the background. Isn't that beautiful? And that tan fin has a black or gray or bluish edge to it, which really makes it very unique. And again, these were very inexpensive bettas. I don't go for big priced bettas. I think this was $3.99, which is $1 more than I'd usually pay for bettas over at Hidden Reef over in Bristol, Pennsylvania. Having trouble moving around a little bit. My right hip is pinching nerves into the right leg, and so we're getting ready for some surgery next week. October 7th, we're having that hip done. We've had the other hip done before, and that's working fine, and both knees have been done. And don't forget, I replaced the heart back 27 years ago, and so next time I talk to you, it'll be hopefully more mobile than I am right this minute. Let's see if I can get a better close-up of this for you. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, all right. Isn't that nice? Little banana plant there in the background. A little bit of food does wonders, doesn't it? I'm going to try and do that on the other 2 tanks just briefly to bring everybody out. Maybe we'll get that other bed out for you, okay? Let's see what that does. Especially see if that betta will come out. Oh, I see it. It's way in the back. Oh, there it is. Where did this disappear to? Oh, okay. Sure. Go to the back where there's no light. Thanks a lot. You see those little angels skipping around with the food? She's back there. He's back there, rather. I keep calling them she because they're so pretty. Oh, come on. Where'd you go? I know what you're thinking. Got an awful lot of fish in that tank. Yeah, I do. And they're all babies that have grown up, and I don't have anybody to give them away to. Bruce's tanks are filled. Ray's no longer around to accept some for his many tanks. Ah, there he is. And again, as soon as I say that, he goes way to the back. Where the heck they go now? Anyway, I have to say, I often talk about my friend Ray. We were buddies for over 70 years and shared this hobby for most of those 70 years. One time even wanting to open up a little fish store in his basement, for example, as kids would want to do. Oh, here we come, here we come, here we come. There we go. Ah! There we go. Trying to catch the light. Isn't that pretty? Just be patient with me. I'm trying to get them. Anyway, that's as good as we're going to get, I guess. But food did the trick. There's that female I was telling you about. Look at the size of her. Anyway, well, I think that's going to be it for today. And again, to Jimmy, to Mark, to Linda, to all those who've made comments, thank you. I really enjoy interacting with you, and in some cases looking at your videos. It's quite a hobby we have here, and I very much enjoy sharing it. And believe it or not, I don't know how many videos I've got up here now. What's interesting though, and I don't know why, if one of these videos will get, if I'm lucky, it'll get 100 to 150 views, maybe 200. Whereas Bruce's videos, and you know, you're just talking about the title. I mean, what else can people find except the title? He'll be in the 2,000 range. And Ray's tanks, which was a basement, 20 tanks, many of them not being used at any one point in time, that's gotten like 20,000 views over time. And so I don't know what the difference is. It doesn't make any difference at all. I appreciate your being here, and very much enjoy sharing this beautiful hobby with you. So until next time, you take care of yourselves, all right? Take care. I promised you I'd throw some food over here so you can see all the fish running around. They're mostly going after the floating food. I usually use the algae tabs for the lower fish, the catfish. I think my wife counted 8 catfish here the other day. I always enjoy catfish. But you can certainly see the activity up here. This tetra school nicely over here. It's going to be all over the place now with food in there, of course, but I enjoy the schooling, especially of the neons. They're all over the place right now too, but they add nice coloration to them. See, there's catfish down in the front there. You can see them now that Pam has rearranged things here so that usually it's so overgrown But you can see the catfish right here, and some rummy nose. Been here a long time. They're not getting real big though, surprisingly enough. And what else we have? Some lemon tetras. Nice school of them over time. I purchased over time, and of course the neons back here. So anyway, hi fish. See how they come out when you give them some interaction? Interesting. They really can see out through the glass of the tank, and they want to see what's going on. Okay, I think I said goodbye before. I'll say goodbye again. Till next time.